Hello, hi, Dumalang. The name is Sui, all the way from South Africa, and representing Trans Africa Radio. And of course, today I am with the beautiful and talented Zazie Beetz for the upcoming film, The Harder They Fall.
Hi, how are you?
I'm well, and yourself.
Good. I'm good.
Good. So, off the bat, the first question working with James Samuel on this beautiful, truthful, yet fictional story. Can you tell me about that whole process?
Yeah, so James had I think, a very specific kind of film he wanted to make. Westerns are his favorite genre, and I think this was like an opportunity for him to retell that genre in a way that felt relevant to him and who he was. And I think, in general, like the overall community and world. So just like in an opportunity to give this genre a new kind of take and a new kind of spin. And yeah, the whole process. I mean, that's a big question. um, yeah. So I was offered the role. I talked to James about it. We felt aligned on where who the character was, and I had. I guess we had an opportunity to do a bunch of rehearsals before we started shooting, which was really great to really get the foundations of the scenes and the backstories and all of that. And we did a bunch of, we did something we all called it cowboy camp, where we were horseback riding every day and doing sort of gun training and, wearing our costumes and learning our costumes and the things to sort of feel realistic for this time and this space. And yeah, we shot the movie. So I'd
Well
say
done,
that's
by
a
the way.
broad answer.
No, I really got every single thing that I needed from that question. My next question is obviously you part of the Nate Gang Love, the Nate Love Gang rather, and you guys have a complexity in that love interest. Can you talk about some of your favorite moments with Jonathan Majors?
Oh, yeah. I think what was really fun about working with Jonathan was um, we had a really, I think it was nice to really explore the characters with him, because it was really great about really, really building out his characters. And, it gave me space to like really lean into, what is our kind of backstory together, things that you don't ever see in the storyline or on camera. But we had to figure out for ourselves, like, how did we meet, what does this signify, what's that, this necklace that I wear in the movie, to me was like, this was something he gave me. And like, so it was like a whole, we made our own world together, which was then nice to play in for the context of the film. And um and yeah, we had a few we had we would meet up a few times before we started shooting, and like we had dinner. And again, like I said earlier, we did a bunch of rehearsals, which was really great, to sort of like for us two to get to know each other better, and to also just establish chemistry for the characters. And yeah, he's if you see the film, you can see he's an incredible actor. And it's really nice to, particularly when you have to be intimate with somebody or really vulnerable, to really feel like you can trust them. Like, I felt like whatever I give him, his instinct and reaction to that is going to be truthful. And, that would give me space to be truthful and to, react with authenticity in the moment. And I just really felt like I could trust him in a scene, and I could really lean on him. And, if I felt like I was faltering, I felt like I could like hand off the baton. And so that was for me, a nice layer of trust when we were acting together, which was really great. And, honestly, it just speaks to his talent as a performer.
No, beautiful chemistry saw throughout the whole movie. And my next question, based off of what you just mentioned, horse riding, shooting a gun, and the Western accent, which was easier?
For me, the easiest was the horseback riding, because as a kid, I like casually. I used to go to this farm all the time, and just sort of like, I didn't really take lessons, but I kind of like, we would go on this horse and we would ride it. And so I had some like horseback riding knowledge, and that's also really rhythmic. Like, that's, you have to kind of just, you follow the rhythm of the horse, and it's actually this very spiritual experience. It's very beautiful. They're highly recommend horseback riding. It's an act of humility. It's an act of respecting and in communication with this animal that is much stronger than you and has a personality and is intelligent. And it's a very interesting dynamic. And so I would say for me, that was the easiest. It was like about the dance with the horse. And then, yeah, so yeah, that would be my answer.
Okay, cool. There's this incredible scene with you and Regina King, and it's absolutely amazing. I want to know some of the stunts that you had to go through, that process of just training, the physicalities, what was challenging in that regards.
I think what was challenging was that, particularly the scene you're referencing, which is, you know, a fight, I guess. It's a really long fight, and you know, I think that is sort of a question on stamina. So while we were rehearsing, you know, when you're shooting, you often break it up into little pieces so that you can, you know, camera angle your way around the punches and the falls and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, angles help a lot. And so you have to kind of break it up a bit so that everything can cut together. But when you're rehearsing, you know, it is good because you are doing these takes over and over and over again. You have to have the stamina to do it. And Regina and I were joking where she was saying, like, you know, you have these like really long movie fights and stuff, but then anybody who's like actually been in a real fight knows that they're over in like 20 seconds because it's exhausting. Like, you're tired, you know, like you throw 2 punches and you're like, damn, you know, unless you've been training, like it's an exhausting thing. And so you're doing it over and over and over again. And so when we're running and rehearsing the fights, we're trying to go as long as possible and run through the whole thing in longer segments so that we really feel comfortable in the dance, because really it's this choreography in a dance. We have to land the right marks and move the right way so we don't hurt each other. And so, yeah, I would say for me, it's the stamina that's always the hardest. And then making sure you stay safe. And that really has to do with like control of movement. And you're kind of wild, but you really have to be very spatially aware, you know, that your arm is as long as it is, because you can punch people and you can hit people, you can hurt people if you're not aware. And so it's that balance of kinetic energy, but staying very aware of what you're doing.
Okay. I've got one final question just to
Oh,
wrap
I'm
things
really
up.
sorry, Sui. We're
Is
completely
it
out of
done?
time. Yeah.
Okay, cool. No worries, no worries. Zazie,
Thank
you
you
so
so
much. Really appreciate it. Beautiful movie once again, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
A reflection